believe we are live. Let us take a look. And even if we ain't, we're just going to go ahead and act like we are. Hello, everyone. Happy belated Remembrance Day, uh, Veterans Day. Yesterday, we were going to be doing a special about how many veterans we've been losing, especially when it comes to our World War II generation. That we have every day we lose more and more of that generation that saw the horrors of the Second World War, and we won't have them with us much longer. And how many of those who suffered and sacrificed so much that so many today take for granted, and how we're losing them. And I just wanted us to be able to take a moment to remember them and try to convince everyone out there to get the young people today to actually go and talk to these people so they can hear those stories from those who witnessed it firsthand, because those memories need to be passed down. S- because so many kids today, heck, so many young adults today don't understand those sacrifices, don't understand just what they went through, because back then they didn't really talk about it. And my grandfather said that he wished that before he had passed that he had talked about it a little bit more to us so we would understand what was the what the odds were back then, what the stakes that they were fighting for, and why they fought so hard, and the stoicism that they showed, that so many people today would probably benefit from. But I'm a big believer that I don't hide my tears, because to me that would be denying my humanity. But that's just how I look at it. So everyone, please introduce yourself on the panel. Let's start with Wave Road. Please introduce yourselves.
Greetings, mortals, both in Richard's chat and in my own. I am Warevo, you know me well.
Yep. And then we have Casey. Casey, please introduce yourself. You're muted, Casey. You there? No. We'll come back to you
He's
then. Go ahead, Agent DBK. Please introduce yourself.
Well, tis I, the former Agent DBK. I didn't change it. Somehow. How did that retain it? It should be. Let me fix this. Give me just a second. I'm typing with one finger here. It should be Griffing DBK.
All right.
That
That's
was a
right, because you changed your
rebrand.
name recently.
Yeah. The Now the channel is the Griffing DBK channel, and the X handle is Griffing DBK. And this came about because a robot at X decided that a single post that was a joke an AI created that showed Kylo Ren in full regalia, helmet and everything, sitting on a campus behind Steven Crowder's "Change My Mind" sign was
Wow.
inauthentic interaction.
Mm.
So, and all of my appeals were for not so. Rebrand, and I'm not using any of the Disney stuff. I'm not using any of the other stuff. It's just now Criffing DBK, and I'm doing well. How's everybody else?
Any day you wake up's a blessing, so I'm doing great.
Yeah, it's better than the
I'm,
alternative, that's for sure.
Oh yeah.
I'm doing better now than I was a couple hours ago.
Yep.
What happened a couple
Uh,
hours ago?
Well,
I missed it.
I had a muscle in my back pull out 2 minutes, 2 or 10 minutes before I was set to clock out of work. So I
That's
spent
what
the
you get
last
for
minute.
picking up fat chicks, man.
That was an on-the-job injury, huh?
Yeah, yeah.
Sounds like you need compensation.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Well, I made a joke to one of my managers because somebody had forgot to put a burger into one of the orders for a DoorDash order,
Uh-huh.
and I saw the lady's car out in the middle of the boulevard. I joked. I said I could risk my life and run the burger out to him if you want. I see the car out there. We made the joke. We made the joke that workman's comp would be out of this world.
Oh, oh, God. But yeah, everybody, I just wanted everyone to take a moment to remember all those that have sacrificed so much uh, in the line of duty, out of the service to those that they care about and love. Yes, back in the day, you had the draft, but you also had a lot of people that still went and did the job because they wanted to keep the people back home safe out of the love they had for them. For since we're now a volunteer service, that's even more so. Uh, Only monsters go to the other side of the planet to kill somebody, out of hate. And the only reason why you're really willing to do something like that is to keep all the bad shit on the other side of the planet away from the people you love. And I know for myself, that was the reason why I did it. So I just want everyone to think about all of the sacrifices people make so you can have the life that you have today. And take a few moments to remember and give thanks. Because I've been witnessing too many people nowadays are quite ungrateful for what they've gotten. And it breaks my heart when I see the young today who have been given everything without having to work for it, take everything for granted and expect things to be just handed to them. That really breaks my heart because those those children, when they grow up into adults, will be the type of people that expect stuff to be handed to them and given to them, that they don't have to work for anything. And in the long run, that's always going to end badly. Sorry if I'm bringing you guys down, but
Yeah.
yeah, that's
Well, I have something that I heard about a few months back that I think will end up making everybody else here mad.
okay. Well, before you do
So
that, let's let Casey introduce himself to everybody.
yes, yes, yes.
I am very sorry for the delay. And Hi, I'm Casey of Casey's Creepy Creations, and I am, as always, thrilled to be here with you, one and all. And all I can say before we go any further is God bless this country and God bless the ideals on which it is formed.
Thank you.
All I can say is,
Amen.
as a disabled person, I would have done anything in my youth to have been able to serve my country. Unfortunately, my country couldn't find a place for me, but that never diminished my knowledge and my understanding of the debt that I owe this country.
Yep. And, I keep telling people, if I had been anywhere else on Earth when I was the accident that cut my legs off and they had to bolt them back on, I wouldn't be here right now because odds are I would have died before they even got me to the point. And even if I had survived it, I wouldn't have my legs right now.
Richard, let me put that into even more perspective. Unlike you, I was born this way. And being a student of history myself, I can tell you that there are a lot of other countries and a lot of other times where when I was born, they would have put me on a rock, you know,
Mm-hmm.
tied me literally to a rock, and I would have starved to death
Yeah.
because they wouldn't have given any care at all about what happened to me.
Mm-hmm.
I, I mean, I was lucky enough to be born in a country where, they tried to give me therapy. They tried to do all sorts of things, help me to become educated. I mean, I'm not saying this country's perfect by any means, and I'll be the first one to call it out. But when it
Yep.
comes right down to it, if it come to a point between being born in a place where they would have let me die, or here, I would pick here any day of the week.
Exactly. That's the
Agreed.
thing that so many people that have grown up here don't understand. I've been around this planet 3.5 times. I've been to places and seen things in those travels that have given me nightmares. To this day, I still have them. I have witnessed stuff that when I talk about it, people go, "Oh my God, that's being Islamophobic or that's being racist to bring something like that up." I'm like, no, I'm just telling you what I have seen and I have experienced. I'm not making anything about it except for the fact I prefer being in this country because it's the best place I've ever been. In this country, you can be any color, any orientation except for two, which goes up to that whole concept of you know informed consent. Children and animals cannot give consent. Those are the only two. Okay, everybody else can do whatever the heck they want to do, but you don't take advantage of children and animals. Okay, now before we continue, it is time to have the son of Mars introduce himself as being on the panel. So please, please, everyone, welcome our panelist here. Come on, tell everybody. It's all you now. He just muted himself.
You put too much. You put too much pressure on him, Richard.
Yeah, I know. Oh well. But whenever he's ready, he'll introduce himself. But like I said,
Anyway,
I've seen things in this world that just are heavy, and it's heavy on my heart. It's what makes me so grateful for this country and why I am not. Even though there are things going on in this country I don't like, I have a much harder time saying that my sacrifice wasn't worth it. Like we have been seeing with World War II, and well, there's a lot of veterans that don't like what they're seeing going on in today's world, like we saw with Alec Pinston, the 100-plus-year-old World War II vet there in the UK on Good Morning Britain that felt that so many of his comrades would look at the way things are in the UK right now and they would not be happy with how things are and that their sacrifice just wasn't worth it. Uh, and watching videos of these veterans just walking around their their own capital city of London and having these little gang bang thugs throwing stuff at them and calling them names. I totally get it.
yeah, that reminds me of. There's an old Merle Haggard song. I'm sure all of you know, called "Fight Inside of Me," that I feel describes things perfectly.
Yeah, I
For all the problems this country has, and this country has more than a few problems.
Mm-hmm. Very much so.
This is the safest country for us to be in.
Yep. I've been to countries where, oh God, especially when I was in Africa, um, the racism in Africa was pretty nasty. Uh, Asia also had some pretty nasty racism too. I couldn't tell which was worse. Was the racism I dealt with in Africa or the racism I dealt with when I was in Asia? Because it was different shades of the same hate, you know. Um, but like I've said before, hate is hate. It doesn't care what the container holding it is. A pile of shit, a box of shit, and a bag of shit are all three are still a pile of shit. It's just a different container holding it.
Same, different package, same product.
Exactly. Hate is hate. It's one of the reasons why I've done everything in my life to purge myself of hate, and I've been pretty good at it. There's only one thing in all of the universe I still hate to this day, and that's myself. But I'm still working on that. But I just want people to understand, no matter how bad it is, you can make it better by being that positive change you want in the world and being an example. You don't change the world and make it better by going and getting in people's faces and calling them names and saying that they are why everything is going to hell in a handbasket, when they're actually trying to stop things from going to hell in a handbasket. That just ain't how it works. It's just like these lunatics that attacked the Turning Point USA event. I think it was in California where they attacked one dude and beat the living bejesus out of him, calling him a whole bunch of white kids wearing black outfits attacked a white dude wearing a MAGA hat and was, look at you, white boy, look at you. And I'm like, you're a bunch of white dudes attacking another white dude. What the hell's wrong with you people? You know.
That's why they want to go around wearing a black outfit so nobody knows that they're white guys beating up another white guy.
Yep.
I mean, let's call it what it is. If you don't like somebody, at least have the courage to stand up by your convictions and go to them to their face and do it, because even though that would be as equally reprehensible, at least I could say that you were standing up for something you believed in, whether I do or not.
Yeah.
But if you gotta hide yourself behind a hood or something, then that means to me that you are about the lowest form of life that there is.
You're a coward. You do not have. Let's see. How is it? If I put it again, you don't have the courage of your convictions.
Yeah, exactly.
And if you are that cowardly that you have to hide your face when you're protesting for something that you believe in, you don't really believe in it. And if you're wearing a mask, that means you are up to no good. You know that you're going to be doing something illegal and you don't want to get caught for it. Or worse, you're providing cover for those who actually are going to do the bad shit. I mean, if you read the Antifa playbook, how they do their training and their education, it's in that book. Hakeem Jeffries, I guess is the guy's name that's in charge of the Democrat Party now, took pictures of himself smiling broadly with the Antifa training manual. This is the same guy that now is saying that there's no such thing as Antifa, that Antifa is not a group, it's an idea.
Yeah. No, Antifa is not an idea.
Yeah, it's an actual group. It's an organization. That's why it's called that. But that's beside the point. That these people are so full of the fecal matter, uh, not just bovine fecal matter, but fecal matter of all types. That they're full of it, and yeah, there are times when I think that Chippy might decide one day to expand his appetite and his taste buds to other things than just maps.
Hmm.
After all, fertilizers.
Yeah, I mean, the plant doesn't care where it comes from, Richard. The plant doesn't care where it comes from.
Yeah.
Exactly. All right, let's go ahead and get into some current events. Which should we go with first? Um, hold on. I'm gonna. Well, let's see. Which one should we go with? Um, uh, let's let's do the fun one. The Nintendo news of Nintendo and the charity.
Yep.
Let's do that one first.
So, a while back, some of you may remember that Nintendo shut down essentially shut down a speedrunning charity event called RTA in Japan. Well, they didn't shut it down. Uh, they forced them to remove all of their games from the charity event after demanding prior permission after running for, I think it was 16 years
Mm-hmm.
without without issue. So here now, several Nintendo games have been announced to be returning to RTA in Japan. Listed among them are the likes of the 2009 version of Punch-Out, Super Metroid, Star Fox 64, Donkey Kong Returns, Pikmin 4, Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, and Kirby's Return to Dreamland, as well as Super Mario Galaxy, Super Mario Party Jamboree, Super Mario Maker 2, Super Mario World, which is a game that I would love to play sometime, as well as a number of other Mario games. Then the Game & Watch Legend of Zelda, which I have no idea why they would include a Game & Watch version. Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, A Link Between Worlds, Echoes of Wisdom, and The Wind Waker, among many, many others. There is a whole spreadsheet of games that they've included, but most of the Nintendo games are written in Japanese kanji, so I can't read them.
Well, it is taking place in Japan, right?
Yes.
No, that explains it.
But this is the first game that will be featured, and this event is raising money for Doctors Without Borders. The first game that will be featured will be Kirby's Return to Dreamland.
I remember Kirby. My sister and her friends used to play Kirby all the time, and my dad didn't like it. He just did not like the fact that the character was this little blob thingy that ate everything. Yeah, he didn't like that one. But my mom, she loved playing video games with my sister and her friends. Because that was what Saturday nights had ended up becoming movie and game nights at the house, because they'd set up the video games as well as the either the VHS or the DVD player. Whenever DVDs became popular, we just switched over from VHS to DVDs, and we would do big time movies and video game playing. And we'd either have steak fondue or steaks. and we we made those nights awesome nights where the family would get together and just do stuff together. And I know when we moved to this house, the house I wanted to buy since I was 16, and I actually was able to finally buy the place because it was right beside my grandparents' house and my parents' house. And that way we were all together. And my plan was to be able to where we could start doing the Saturday night thing again. So I went out and bought the Halo Edition Xbox, and I bought a Wii, and I can't remember what the other game system was, as well as a couple of Blu-ray players, to where we could set all this stuff up, and we never ended up setting it all up. I ended up giving the Wii to my brother-in-law. I still have the Xbox, the Halo Edition Xbox, and the PlayStation thing. I cannot remember where it ended up. But yeah,
a lot of people got really upset over the over Nintendo not allowing their games in this event, especially when it's a Japanese event. But what a lot of people don't realize is the definition of fair use is drastically different in Japan than it is here in the States.
Yeah, that's the one thing about it. You know, I understood where they were coming from. You needed to have our permission to do this.
Yeah. Well, over in Japan, their law is much more strict when it comes to IP, and they have very clear definition of what is allowed and what isn't. Where here in the U.S., it's not as clear cut.
Yeah, and I'm looking at it, they were already allowing this to happen without any problems for almost 16 years. That was the part that got to me, was that they pitched a shit fit after 16 years. And I'm like, okay, because remember when you brought it up last time, I said, did they change any laws or something that caused them to have to do that?
Yeah.
And you said, nope, the laws are pretty much the same. It's just the fact that the new people in charge, which is weird because beforehand, during all of that, the lawyer that was in charge of Nintendo was a very litigious dude. I mean, the dude talked about how he was slinging lawsuits left and right any chance he could get. You know?
Yep. Nintendo is the Disney of the video game world, right down to its hyper litigious nature.
Yeah, and I mean, come on, what the heck, dudes? I mean, there's some times when I can get it, I can understand where they're coming from, but there are other times when, by them doing that, they're cutting off their nose to spite their face, And this, to me, that was what this was. I mean, the companies want goodwill. They want good publicity, more than they want negative publicity, because negative publicity usually comes with pee-pee slaps, And you don't want that. Unless you're really into some kinky shit.
Yeah, then you'd have to be really messed up.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, but Nintendo, I'm wondering if they're waking the heck up, that they're like, oh shit, we need to do something different.
Oh, I highly doubt it. If they were waking up, they'd drop the lawsuit against Palworld.
Yeah, that's. The whole Palworld lawsuit stuff. I'm beginning to wonder if they've gotten themselves so deep into that Palworld lawsuit they can't pull out of it.
They can't.
Save their face.
They can't, Richard. It's a cultural thing. In the Japanese culture, saving face is practically everything just below being able to breathe.
Yeah,
if
And
you lose face, you've basically lost your street cred for all intents and purposes, and that's something they can't seemingly allow, regardless of Sony or any other entity in in the business that they are involved in. They cannot demonstrate that there is any chink in the armor.
be careful saying that.
Uh,
Remember back in the day when the
word
order-
chink exists in Merriam-Webster's dictionary. It
Yeah.
means that there is a flaw that is discernible by the enemy that can be exploited. If
Yes, I
someone
know.
has an issue with that, I suggest they go look it up in the dictionary. I'm not their teacher.
Yep.
It's as
I
simple
still
as
remember. Okay, those of us who are old enough to remember this, a sports broadcaster said this in the aughts
that. Mm-hmm.
about a basketball game, about them spotting a chink in the armor during a ball game, and the left lost their ever-loving minds and did everything they could.
Because that's their way.
Yeah.
Because that's their way. Look. If people who are seeking offense cannot find offense, they will manufacture offense.
Exactly. And that's the
It's
sad
as
point.
simple as that. Okay, it's as simple as that. And the fact is that one of the things that unfortunately those, I'll say it this way, even in the center, okay, completely miss is the fact that you cannot be laissez-faire for your entire life. Your comfort level is going to get assaulted. So if you're not comfortable with being uncomfortable, you only have yourself to blame.
Yep. And
Period.
that's the point.
Period. Full stop.
That's the whole thing, Safe spaces are for at home.
There's only one safe space at home, Richard.
True.
And that is the throne. That's it. It's the only safe space you got.
Unless you got a cat or dog or children.
Well, as long as you can lock that door. Because the kitchen, you can be set on fire. Okay? You
Trust
can be
me,
set
dude,
on fire.
locking the door does not stop cats, dogs, or children. Because they will get down there
That's
there
why
at the edge of the door and stick their little fingers underneath and go, "Hey, come on, let me in."
That's why you work out a schedule. And there are consequences to not sticking to that schedule.
Well,
I'm dead serious. I'm dead serious. There are consequences. There are consequences to not understanding that you are not all powerful.
Yeah.
I'm not all powerful, so why should you think you are?
Yeah. That's the whole reason why I don't much care for modern day politicians, man. They think they know everything. They think they got all the power.
Yeah.
They completely ignore the fact that they're an employee of us, that they're supposed to do.
They've lost that narrative, Richard.
Yeah,
they've lost that narrative. But getting back to Nintendo, I mean, I've in the mornings, because I don't know what the hell he's doing in Thailand. If Legal Mindset's watching this, which I don't think he is, but if he is, what the hell are you doing in Thailand? Get the hell back to Florida where you belong. But I've watched some of the commentary that he's given, and the fact is that they're basically now in protect mode. There's no way they're going to win this. The only way is
get the spray bottle, Richard. Get the spray bottle out.
What did I do now?
Yeah.
What did I do now?
No, it's not you.
Yeah.
Sigvalderson.
Bad. Sigvalderson.
Bad.
Bad Sigvalderson.
This is what I get for telling everybody that where the heck they are and to come over and join this stream. This is my record for trying to do the right thing. Okay, yeah, this is what I get for trying to do the right thing for the Brotherhood. But no, but seriously, their out is to find a way that they can make it look like a stalemate at best, some sort of acquiescence from Pal World under the table where they can still save face in front of the rest of the establishment in Japan. That's it. That's their out. It's basically you're not trying to win anymore. You're trying not to lose.
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
my issue with this is the fact that I
Correct.
think it's
Balderson.
messed
He
up
has.
that you lose face if you acted in what you thought was good faith, but it was a mistake.
Well, there's always an answer, and that's the thing that gets me, because when you have senior leadership, they always have, word salad language at the ready where they could turn around and say, well, this was a misunderstanding of intent where the parties both did not step forward, and they could spin it so that neither one of them could look like they were in the wrong. The problem here is that at some point, somebody has to be the adult in the room and tell them to STFU. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Somebody's got to tell them to STFU. At some point or another, somebody's got to be the adult. Tell them, step in and tell them to STFU, and go back to making money.
Mm-hmm.
My God, even the Switch 2 for its ungodly, ridiculous, insane price is still printing money like it's going out of style.
Yep.
Come on, man.
Well, it's the whole thing with what happened with Star Wars.
Yeah.
Star Wars was a money printing machine.
Don't get me started, man.
Look at the toys, man. The toys alone. I mean,
look.
Oh God, Hasbro is talking about giving up on toys.
Yeah, I believe it. I believe it. You've never seen the ready mess that is my office full of Boba Fett memorabilia. It's literally insane. Okay, I'll even admit it. It's an addiction. Ever since that character came out, I'm like, whoa, that's cool. I got to get that, and I've collected forever. I've even got Boba Fett pieces from 1980. I've got several of the figures of the prototype, Boba Fett armor. But today, and hopefully you guys are proud of me. Today, after just kind of taking it on the chin for a while, I finally told Bob Iger where he could go stuff himself.
That's my boy.
I canceled Disney Plus, baby. I canceled. Yeah, I got him. I got you.
Picked this up at a flea market a while back.
Get the heck out of here, baby. You got a deal. There.
I did, because I got it for $8 because the side is torn open.
Okay. All right.
But
Right.
But
okay. Let's just put it this way. Okay, I'm going to turn on the camera for about 2 seconds. Here you go. Okay, this is. Notice that it's bubble wrap covered. I'm not going to take the bubble wrap off of it. That's how I got it. Okay, this is prototype armor edition listed numero uno. The bubble wrap's not coming off, baby. I'm not even going to look. I'm going to just look at screenshots because I'm not taking the bubble wrap off this baby.
Hold on, guys. Wait.
So that's the first edition, huh?
Yep. It's not coming off. It's not coming off.
Siggy Robinson.
Dude. If the squid comes near my Boba Fett figures, there's going to be a problem. I said what I said.
If the if the squid comes anywhere near the edge of his containment field, I will have words with him.
I don't know
if
about
he's
that.
if he doesn't behave, I'm going to take all of his flipping
I don't know about
weed
that.
away. Because that's no. Behave, Siggy, or I will take your boss's wacky weed away, but then toss you in there with him. So
But yeah,
take it out on you, man.
but yeah,
Well-
Boba Fett is actually. Here's a little trivia for you. Who here can name where Boba Fett originated? What was Boba
Cartoon
Fett's
show.
first appearance?
I
Cartoon
can't.
show.
His first appearance was in the Bantha Tracks issue that came out before the Star Wars Holiday Special, where they teased he would be in the Star Wars Holiday Special.
Okay.
And then there was also the parade that he took part in.
Thank you. That was the first public awareness of that character existing. That comic came out after that parade, interestingly enough. So people got to experience someone in the Boba Fett outfit before he became part of the lore officially.
Yeah,
It's
I remember I
the
was one of
craziest
the artists.
Now,
It-
I wasn't talking about a comic. I was talking about Bantha Tracks, the
Yeah.
official newsletter of
Yeah.
the
This was
Star
even
Wars
before.
fan club. It was not a comic. It was a newsletter.
This was even before. This was
Okay.
even before that. Okay.
Yeah,
Even
the
before that.
parade was the first
Correct.
time they introduced him anywhere, and
Yeah.
people were because at the parade it was Darth Vader and Boba Fett, and nobody knew who the heck Boba Fett was.
Yeah. Yeah. And interestingly enough, at that parade was the first display of what also were going to appear as snowtroopers.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Because one of the original thoughts for Boba Fett was that he was an elite snowtrooper. Okay. And then he was recast as a bounty hunter.
Yeah.
He was recast as a bounty hunter. He was supposed to be an elite snowtrooper in the original envisioning of the character, but it was too difficult to mass replicate, so they made him a singular character, and obviously they had to give him different coloring and different this and different that. And I'm trying to remember now when the word Mandalorian came into existence, but I don't think it was until the late 80s, early 90s that the word Mandalorian came into the lore. I could be wrong on that.
Google is our friend.
Yeah, Google is our friend. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, one of the I get frustrated with this because I still remember when Disney bought Star Wars. I was one of those was like going, oh my God, this is cool, because Disney was talking about the fact we've already got the girl market entertainment all racked up. We want to now start entertaining little boys just like we do with little girls. And I was like, oh, this is good.
Yeah.
And what did they do as soon as they got a hold of Star Wars and Marvel? They girlified it. And
well, you really want to talk about what's been girlified?
Everything.
Well, yeah.
To answer your question, Marcelo, the term Mandalorian was first used in the 1970s during the production of Empire Strike Back.
Mm-hmm.
Was that publicly?
Yeah,
that was. I believe it was used to. I believe it was used to promote the, or specifically in reference to the armor design of Boba Fett.
Wow, learn something new every day.
Yep.
It's in the Ralph McQuarrie notes.
The first time I learned about quote unquote Mandalorian for me was in the after Return of the Jedi.
Yeah,
Yeah. But
that was the book
we
that they put out. Was the dang, I can't remember the name of it, but it was bounty hunters. They were all fighting over the
Right.
Mandalorian armor of Boba Fett, and
Mhm.
it was an anthology of short stories that was really good. It's one of the reasons why those of us who love the EU are so frustrated with the fact that Kathleen Kennedy tossed the EU out.
Mhm.
Okay, there's multiple reasons why to be upset about this. Because remember when Kathleen Kennedy was sitting there saying that making new Star Wars was hard because we didn't have any comic books or cartoons or books or novels and comics to fall back on for new ideas. When this crazy bitch threw all that shit out as soon as she took over, and all of us who have been fans of the EU were like, the gall of this bitch.
Yeah,
Because
that was the when I first heard that, I immediately decided then and there, nope, I'm done.
I mean, that woman.
Well, it's look, but let me say it this way, okay? It's not a matter of whether we have female heroes. We've had female heroic characters for decades, for a
And
very, very long time.
Siggy
Okay,
says the EU was rich with storylines
without them even
without them
trying.
even
Oh yeah,
trying, which is
because
true.
Oh yeah.
well, let's put a pin in that, Siggy. Let's put a pin in that. Okay, but let's finish. A short chat about what's actually happened. What's actually happened is it's not a matter of having non-male characters. It's a matter of that the way that they are presented. I'm unfortunately I sound like I'm channeling DC right now. Okay, but the fact is that there are effectively established and well researched storylines because literature has studied this. Okay, there's actual research behind this, that the 7 basic plot lines that you can build off of something are what build long lasting connections with people who experience your story. In other words, it stays with you. Okay, I'm going to pick one: the hero's arc. There is no hero's arc with Ray. None.
There
There's
was no
not.
story arc. She automatically was the best that ever was. She just didn't
Well,
know it.
I'm not going to repeat what he says, but
Oh
you
yeah.
know where I'm going.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The fact is, that even the funny part is we look at, even though she quote unquote went evil, let's look for a moment at Wanda Maximoff.
Yep.
Okay. That's a hell of a hero's arc.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, wow, they really did her right. Even though she ended up in the multiverse of madness as a villain, okay, in WandaVision, and you were like, wow, you're pulling for this character. Let's put aside the fact that Agatha Harkness was whatever it was, but you were pulling for Wanda. It was like, wow, yeah. Even though you had the Monica Rambeau sideline where you're like, huh? What?
Yep.
You were still pulling for Wanda Maximoff.
My
They went
problem
back
with
with her
what they
family
did.
love on it, you know?
Okay. My issues when it came to it was the fact that Wanda that they were trying to go with integrate aspects of the comic version of Wanda,
Yeah.
i.e., her mental instability. And I get that. But I was liking the fact that they were being a lot. I thought the MCU was going to keep Wanda more stable, and I was liking that. I'm really glad that they didn't go with the Ultimate Marvel uh,
Mhm.
universe, which a lot of the MCU was based off of version of Wanda and Pietro.
Yeah.
Because I don't think people would have wanted to have seen siblings going at it on the big screen. And when I say go at it, I'm talking Jamie and Cersei
Yeah.
knocking boots type
Yeah.
stuff, you
Yeah.
know?
Well, that probably goes without saying from
Yeah.
those two characters. I mean, yeah, Jamie and Cersei got away with it because they were known characters outside of people who have followed, J.R.R. Martin.
Yep.
It was a quote unquote a new property, not an established property. But the fact is that I don't remember people having in as entirely negative feedback about WandaVision as they did of Agatha.
Hold on.
Or
I'm going to ask the panel after putting up what Siggy just posted. Should I break out the spray bottle or let
yes,
Yes.
as a matter of fact, may I play my video, Richard?
Okay, let's do this.
Yeah. Yes.
Siggy,
Yes. I believe.
this is
I believe
for you,
this calls
baby.
for it.
This is for you. Okay? This is what that comment deserves. Thank you very much. Okay? That's what that comment deserves. Okay? I'm just going to leave that right there. Okay? And I played it twice just for good measure, okay? But seriously, the hero's arc. Getting back to that. The hero's arc, it's just been completely trampled on by Marvel. It's been completely trampled on by Star Wars. It's been completely now trampled on by Predator. Somebody said, I forget who it was, but somebody said it's a YA Predator story. It's basically Twilight for Predator. Somehow.
So that's the problem with a lot of the new stuff that's been coming out by these people. It's like all the current batch of writers are just wanting to be YA writers and not actually write serious stuff. The problem is
No, I don't. I disagree with that. I don't think they want to be YA writers. I think they are YA writers that don't know they're YA writers because that's all they know is YA
Right there.
material.
Right there.
Yeah,
Right there.
that's
What DBK said.
yeah.
Right there.
Yes.
Right there. They don't know that they don't know. That's the key point. They don't know
Hold
that
on.
they don't
Hold
know.
on.
Yep. We need to get out the spray bottle. I think Siggy's lying here. Nobody likes Twilight.
Well,
Bad Siggy. Bad. Bad.
you know what? At this point, I think Siggy's just trolling us.
It's like Bruno.
I think he's just trolling.
It's like Bruno. We don't talk about it.
He's just trolling us at this point. Okay.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. Okay. But here's the thing. It's even when some of these writers try at some more nuanced themes, they can't stop themselves. I'm talking about this new show. I don't know if you guys have seen it. I know I didn't hit you guys up beforehand to give you a heads up, but I haven't seen the second episode. I'm probably going to watch it later tonight. But this new show called Pluribus.
Haven't heard.
What in the absolute are you talking about? Yes, the main character is, Yep, I could see her pulling off that main character. But the total utter premise of Invasion of the Body Snatchers, of the Smiley Body Snatchers,
Oh God.
get the blank out of here. Invasion of the Smiley Face Body Snatchers is what this show is.
God.
Okay, you heard it here first, because I don't think anybody's said that yet. Not Critical Drinker, not Midnight's Edge. Certainly DC hasn't, but it's basically Invasion of the Smiley Face Body Snatchers is what this sucker is. You heard this first. Okay, I was not a fan of Invasion of the Body Snatchers. I thought it was an absolutely ridiculous premise to begin with, and the fact that what they send you, yeah, I'm going to spoiler it, screw it. The fact that what they send is a DNA, a nucleotide sequence as their initial contact with humans, that somebody tries to decode it, that they actually put it into some biological test, and that it somehow escapes the laboratory. Again, get the blank out of here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, what version of Body Snatchers are you talking about?
The show is called Pluribus.
Pluribus.
It's on Apple
okay.
Plus.
Okay. Sorry,
Yeah.
I got distracted.
No, it's okay. It's okay. It's called Pluribus. It's by the same folks that brought us Breaking Bad, that brought us Better Call Saul. So you would think they would know better. But
God,
what?
it's like Invasion of the Body Snatchers met Resident Evil.
No. It's Smiley Face. It's Smiley Face, man. It's Invasion of the Body Snatchers meets Black Mirror meets I have no idea what. I probably will come up with a better name, but for now, it's Invasion of the Happy Face Body Snatchers. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. I sat through that, and I said to myself, right, so there's 11 humans on the planet who are immune to this supposed strain, which they admittedly call a virus. And somehow the rest of the world government is so benevolent that they're going to leave these 12, including her, people alive to fix them? Are you... Hell, I mean, look, guys, if we're
Now you're getting
let's
into
do it right, okay? If we're gonna invade, let's do it right. Let's annihilate. There's 12 aberrant people. Why are we gonna keep them alive again? Because we have to smile, we have to be happy all the time? No.
Now you're getting into Michael Bay territory. Ever watch the show The Ship?
That's what I mean. The premise on the face of it is just I mean, Severance was a challenging show. I'll say it this way. Severance was a challenging show. Constellation was a challenging show on Apple Plus. This is almost like what I'm only guessing, but this is what I feel like maybe DC felt when he first saw Star Trek Discovery and said, "What you talk about, Willis?"
Yeah.
That's almost like what I'm thinking about here. It's like,
okay. Siggy says, I went through a young adult books after reading Twilight for about 5 years, mostly vampire stuff.
We forgive you.
And then he says, I like Stephanie Meyer's The Host, the book, not the movie.
Yeah.
Now his obsession with Harvey is starting to make sense. I bet
more sense than I care to admit.
Yeah.
Oh,
we do have more topics to discuss, though.
Oh yes. Okay, let's go to our next topic.
Should we discuss the Brie Larson thing or the Roger Rabbit?
No.
All right, I'm going to discuss for a few minutes. I've said
let's do it.
I will get that bell out every time you do that.
Man,
It is incredibly annoying. Please do not make a habit of that.
hey, it's cool, Siggy. It's cool. It's just Brie Larson. Oh God, Brie. Oh God. Okay, let's do this.
All right.
Hopefully,
So Richard actually posted this news.
yeah,
Short,
yeah.
like a few short minutes before we started this endeavor.
Yes.
Apparently, Brie Larson has been cast as the voice of Rosalina in the Super Mario Galaxy movie.
I need booze. I'm
I
thinking about
said-
going and getting my whiskey, man. Should I go get my bottle of whiskey for this?
You're going to need something stronger than that.
Oh God.
I forwarded this to a couple of my friends, and I said, don't get me wrong, Brie Larson is hot, but I would rather be spit roasted by Ncuti Gatwa and Russell T Davies.
Yeah, buddy.
That is how I feel about it.
Well, it just bothers me for one major reason. She's getting paid to do the one thing she should never be able to do: open her mouth.
Fact. Fact.
Oh.
Hey, look, Casey's got her dead to rights there.
Yeah.
I love
Dead to
that.
right. I'm sorry.
Oh God.
I
mean, okay. She's pretty. Rachel Zegler is pretty. But the moment they open their mouth, the pretty goes out the window.
Open mouth, insert foot syndrome.
Richard.
No. They're inserting more than just a foot. They're putting both feet, legs, and butt into their whenever they start talking so nastily. They're
Richard,
toxic.
I would say, to be honest with you, I would say that Brie Larson is at best average.
Yeah.
She's not really all pretty. If you look at like when she did that thing for YouTube and she was just like doing stuff in her own home. Now, I mean, she was supposedly made up a little bit, but I mean, if you put enough makeup on her, she looks good. But honestly, she's just average at best.
Well, what to me, pretty is okay. You've got pretty, you got cute, you got beautiful, you got gorgeous, you got damn, and then you got hot. Okay, notice how that goes. She's not hot like Sydney Sweeney to me is beautiful. And
You missed an important step in there. Way down at the bottom of the rung, you have cute.
No, pretty and then cute for me. It goes pretty, cute, and then on that. Okay, I did put cute in there.
Yeah,
because
fair,
me,
but I feel cute should be a little bit lower.
No,
Yes,
But
I
personal.
agree. It
I like
starts at cute and then goes to pretty.
Yeah,
okay.
I mean, Brie Larson at best might be cute on a good day.
Look,
Oh, Siggy got it right.
Brie Larson
Siggy.
is one of those
Hold on.
females that used to be cute.
Okay, Siggy is right on this. Even Sydney is like a 6 or a 7. Linda Carter, back in her day, was a 9 or a 10, and he is right. She and Aaron Gray are the amongst those that prove that I like girls. Okay, so was Jane Seymour. And what was her name? That played the Bionic Woman, Lindsay Wagner. Okay, she was
Lindsay
too young.
Wagner.
Y'all
the
are
chick
too
that
young.
played Athena on the original Battlestar Galactica.
I know this.
The brunette chick, she's so hot. I mean, she's like hot.
Yeah, I can't.
y'all
I've got it
came
on
in
the
too
tip of my
late.
tongue. It.
I know what you're talking
I'm gonna have
about
to look
too.
it
You
up.
guys are thinking of Marin Jensen.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
But
Thank you.
y'all just came a whole decade too late. I'm just gonna drop 2 words. Casey's gonna know who exactly I'm talking about. This person is still alive. Barbara Eden.
Oh, we
Yeah,
know
Oh,
who
but
Barbara
yeah,
Eden
Right there.
is,
I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
I know.
and
I'm
she's
just
still
gonna
I
leave
know
that right
that.
there.
gorgeous too.
I'm like, excuse me? If
well,
Barbara Eden, if you were alive in the 60s,
you knew.
you knew who this person was. I mean, never mind that we also got the likes of Julie Newmar. I'm going to leave that right there. But if you were alive in the 60s and you heard Barbara Eden was on TV, you were like, okay. And that was
Did
You were
you
that.
see
licking the
Barbara
TV,
Eden
man.
on Bill Maher's podcast recently?
Dude,
She is
dude,
still gorgeous.
94 years old. What? Nobody has the legal right to look that good at 94 years old. Hello.
Nobody
Dude,
has the legal right to look that good at 74 years old.
dude,
I'm
I'll
just
tell
gonna
you.
say, I'm just
My
gonna say,
God.
Zig Baldwin has it absolutely right once again. Barbara Eden was absolutely a 9 out of 10.
No, I would
Dude,
disagree.
I would say
dude,
9.5.
I,
dude.
I would disagree with Siggy. I would almost put her 10. She
Yeah.
was she
Yeah,
was
yeah.
that good.
Yes. Yes. That there's certain things that you just say, this is what we measure by. This is the rule that we measure by. I think Casey's right.
And I'll tell you something else. I'll tell you something else. I remember back in the day in the 80s when they did that reunion movie, uh the reunion movies. She looked hot then. She looked hot in those eye ads she did, and where she would go, "Do you recognize these eyes? They're getting older." She looks good now, dude.
Yep.
I may not make it till I'm 94, but I'll tell you what. If I was a woman who looked the way she does now, at that age, I would be considered blessed by God.
I Dream of Jeannie was one of those things that was just like, oh my God, that was a good show. And I still can't get over the fact that they wouldn't allow her to show off her belly button.
Well,
Yep.
well, now remember they did that in the reunion movies, though. They cut the costume lower because they could.
Yep.
But
Farrah Fawcett was also one that I really enjoyed back in the day. I actually had that poster.
Oh, yeah.
Almost
I
every boy
had the
that
poster and the jigsaw puzzle.
Yep.
Mhm. And Daisy from Daisy Duke from the Dukes of Hazzard.
Catherine Bach.
Catherine
Yes.
Bach. Okay.
Oh man.
There. Yeah. I could see that.
Yeah.
I could see that.
Yeah, but I gotta
we
gotta
should
say though,
we should probably devote an entire stream to classic beauties.
That would be let's talk
I think we
about
should do that.
that's
I think we should
definitely
do
let's
that.
talk about
That could be
time.
fun.
I
Yeah,
gotta
classic
say one
beauties.
thing though.
Classic
is-
beauties. Because I'll tell you right now, my father would get into a situation with my mom over someone by the name of Sophia Loren.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. My
yeah.
dad would Sophia Loren, and my mother would give knives, man.
Okay,
Knives.
Casey, go for it. You got the floor, man. Siggy's
Okay.
begging us to let you.
All I gotta say about Sophia Loren, she was even hot when she was in the government service in Italy, and
Mhm.
and all I'll say as far as Barbara Eden goes, I'll give her one thing over Catherine Bach over Bach without thinking much about it. Not only was she beautiful, but she was also funny. She pulled off everything that they asked her to do in I Dream the Genie without even without even making it look hard.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
She was
She act-
she
she
was amazing, man.
she
The
was
I Dream
a
of Jeannie was-
perfect comedian and
Unfortunately,
was a perfect foil to Larry Hagman too.
yeah.
Mhm.
Unfortunately, it ended up typecasting her for the rest of her career.
Yeah.
But I mean, there was, dude. They're just. I'm sorry, man. It's just no. There's no topping.
Okay, guys, can you tell me something? There
Lucille
is
Ball. Lucille
there is
Ball was also
yeah.
in that
I'll
category.
give her that.
Yeah,
Lucille Ball was also a jerk.
yeah,
Yeah, she
yeah.
could
She
be.
could be very demanding.
Yeah,
She
but
was
you also got to
beautiful,
think.
and she was beautiful, and she actually had comedic timing that most women. It's very hard to see for women
Mhm.
because a lot of women aren't willing to do the type of comedy, the physical type of slapstick comedy that makes them look bad. But Barbara Eden and Lucille Ball both were willing to make themselves look silly if it made the joke work. And that's what that's one of the things about what's the heck that is the overweight blonde chick that was almost all of her comedy revolves around the fact that her coochie stinks, that smells like a barnyard animal or some such thing.
Are you talking about what's her name? Chuck Schumer's niece or cousin?
Sure. It's like second cousin once removed, something like that.
Yeah.
I
Amy
guess that's
Schumer.
her
Amy
name.
Schumer. Are you
That's
talking
the
about Amy
one.
Schumer?
Yeah, that's the one. You've got those type of female comedians versus classic comedians that actually are funny, you know. And Barbara Eden was a beautiful woman with amazing acting talent and comedic timing. And I mean, a lot of people that, you know, Larry Hagman got his start doing comedy type stuff. And but his heart was more for dramatic. That's why he was really good as JR whenever they did Dallas. And just like Barbara Eden got typecast as Jeannie, he got typecast as JR.
Yep.
And
Yep. He couldn't come back from that after that.
yeah, I mean, I think that was one of the I think it was his agent refused to allow him to do the I Dream of Jeannie reunion stuff, which is why they went with the guy that had been on MASH. What's his name? Who
Will
went on?
Rogers.
Yeah, who went
Yeah.
on and became the financial guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
Yeah. Hagman was,
So wait a
in
minute.
finger
So
quotes,
what were we talking about?
unavailable.
Nintendo on the verge of losing their peanuts.
yeah,
Now
Yeah.
moved past Nintendo a while ago.
Yeah.
yeah,
I do
You know,
have to remind us that we are on a time crunch. Pop culture breakdown starts in 45.
All right, cool. What's our next storyline? Our next story to go with after
We have
did-
the Roger Rabbit thing, and we have the live action Tangled movie.
All right, let's do
Which
Tangled.
I want to
first.
I want to do Tangled first because I have a lot to say here.
Okay, we'll do Tangled first, and then we'll go out on the Roger Rabbit, Jessica Rabbit live action movie as our as we're heading out.
All right.
Because
So
Tangled is, I loved Tangled. I don't see why they need to make a live action version of it because the
do.
animated version was perfect.
well, they're making
I do.
they're making live action versions of everything.
I can sum it up in one word. Ariel.
Well,
As in-
here's the funny part.
as in we did Ariel, we might as well do Tangled.
Well,
Yeah,
here's
and
the
Ariel sucked.
funny part though.
That movie sucked.
Here's the funny part though. So far from what I'm seeing, this isn't going to be as woke as most of their previous projects.
Oh, good.
Because Michael Gracie, who directed The Greatest Showman, is attached as director, and as Mother Gothel, they're reportedly in talks with Scarlett Johansson.
I don't see how that could make it better. To be quite frank,
my only real complaint so far, because we don't have any other details so far, but if they pull a Snow White and they cast Rachel Zegler as Rapunzel, I am going to lose my ever-loving mind.
No. They already have a character. They already have an actress. It's already come out on Variety. I believe some other people have spoken about it. I'm not certain if Latino Slant has or not, but I wish he would. Okay. And it's not and here's the thing. As a Hispanic, my challenge is not that, okay, you're taking the original story and you're swapping out the origin of where the characters are coming from. If you still make it engaging, if you still do not try to subvert those sorts of plot lines that will attract a wide variety of people, will have empathizing effects from a wide variety of people. If you don't do that, you're okay. Totally cool with that. All right? No problem with that. It's when you try to contrive and reconstitute these things that over, I mean, I'll say it this way: some of the 7 different basic plot lines have been around for hundreds of years. It's when you try to say, well, I have to be the vanguard. Folks, I've seen the work of Leonardo da Vinci. Most of the screenwriters today are not Leonardo da Vinci.
Nope.
By a long shot.
Hell, most of them aren't even Leonardo DiCaprio.
One of the things
which is a different conversation altogether.
One of these things that gets me is the fact that, okay, there are more fairy tales than just European fairy tales.
Correct.
They don't have to change the fairy tales that's already come out. All they got to do is tell some new ones. And there's a bunch of fairy tales from Africa and Asia that they could be telling, but they're not. That's what pisses me off. It's like, why do you need to race swap or gender swap already existing characters when you can always create new ones?
Look,
that's my issue here.
There are Indian fairy tales that are thousands of years old, Richard.
Yes.
Thousands.
I want to hear those being told.
They were originally written in Sanskrit.
Yes. And I want those to be the ones that they go with instead of what they do.
Exactly. Where is Hollywood in all this? Where are they? What are they waiting for?
Guys, can I...
Casey. Go for it, Casey.
Can I possibly say something? It comes down to something that has been a kind of a recurring theme that's been running through this show. And that is, these people don't do these things because a lot of people that are even in charge of these studios and what have you they don't have the life experience to realize that a lot of these things are available and can be used. I mean, the thing is, you got writers who have so little experience, they're just going back to what they know, and what they know their audience will like, because it's easier to do that than it is to come up with any new idea or go searching around for anything of any other substance.
I've said it before and I've said it again. today's writers have never lived a life.
Yeah.
They've gone
Uh,
right out of film school or their writing program into a writer's room where they were a writer assistant. And because of money, they got advanced rather than
Yeah.
retaining more
Yeah.
experienced writers.
And
They haven't lived a life like a Gene Roddenberry or even a
correct.
George Lucas.
Correct.
Okay. The
Correct.
most, the most, this is, I've said this a million times. The most difficult life experience they probably had was finally standing up to that mean barista that wouldn't give them the extra half pump of caramel in their latte for
Yep.
free.
And I've seen that. And I've seen that. And to back you guys up, the fact is that most people do not know that the story of the tortoise and the hare
Mhm,
is an African folk tale.
mhm.
It was brought to Europe after explorers went into Africa and came back with that story. It's not a Western cultural story. It's not a European story. It's an African folk tale.
Well, look at the Uncle Remus stories.
Yeah,
They were
yeah,
all
the Brer
African
Rabbit.
folk tales that were brought over with the slaves, and the slaves were telling these stories to keep that cultural tradition alive here in the United States. It's one of the reasons why I get so aggravated when the misnamed progressives keep going crazy about it. They totally ignored what Uncle Remus was about and how that was overcoming adversity, and it just drives me nuts. It really does. But I know before we got started, Wavo and I were talking about this about Scarlett Johansson as Mother Goethel. I,
Right,
I
right.
would have preferred Scarlett Johansson as the Rapunzel,
Yep.
and have somebody like oh shoot, the woman that played Deanna Troy on the Next Generation playing Mother
Marina
Goethel.
Sirtis.
Marina Sirtis.
Yeah, I thought she would be
Thank
a better as Mother Goethel. But hey, this is Wavero's story, so go for it, brother.
Okay. I'll throw you an obscure story. I heard this from a friend of mine who is from Egypt, and this was a long time. There is a story about the Bride of the Nile. You've heard about those stories about the beautiful girl thrown into the volcano to appease the god, blah blah blah. This is the Egyptian version of that
Yeah,
because the Nile floods. This story has been around for thousands of years. What's Disney waiting for? What I'm serious. What's Disney waiting for?
yeah.
This has been around. People, hello.
I think
But-
what they're
but
waiting for.
no.
I think what they're really waiting
No.
for is a way to wokeify it.
Yeah. Okay, Antique Venture says, "Hi, what do you think about the Snow White live action film?" Go for it, Wave Road. This is you, man. Go
That's
for it.
you, dude.
Oh,
That's
goody!
you.
I have the first episode of my podcast was dedicated to me and a couple of my friends ripping this movie a new plot hole. This
Yep.
movie, the Snow White. I will sum it up. I will sum it up by using one of my various myriad of what's the word I'm looking for? Make fun of it titles.
Mhm.
Cardboard Brown and the Seven Uncanny Valleys.
Mhm.
Yep.
Watching the Snow White live action movie was like one of my co-hosts in the podcast likened it to bungee jumping in and out of the uncanny valley.
Yep.
Was it a bad movie? Abso-freaking-lutely. Did it
Hey.
deserve all the negative hype it got? Maybe.
Absolutely.
Were
No.
there some things about it that were enjoyable? Yes. Did those enjoyable things distract from how horrible it was? No.
I'm still wondering about the whole P Diddy party at the end
Yeah.
of it.
That whole party where everybody was wearing white and what are you what are you celebrating again?
Was it a wedding or a coronation? It's not clear.
Not
Mhm.
clear, dude.
It's not at
as
all
muddy
clear
as
what it
mud.
was.
It's as
Like I
muddy as
said,
mud.
okay, please tell me the amount of baby oil that was at that party.
Uh,
I wouldn't even venture a guess, but frankly, it was like who okay, here's the thing. There is an alternate version of Snow White's origin.
Mm-hmm.
We know that. That's not this story. It was like we know exactly what we could do to make a live action Snow White where we could automatically guarantee that we would have a money printing press.
Mm-hmm.
This is not that story.
Yep.
This is not that story. They were guaranteed to make the stakeholders, the stock, the investors, money, fist over fist. This is not that story.
Yeah, and that's the whole thing about it. Was like I've said this before. Iger has gone out of his way to remove Walt Disney from the Disney Corporation.
Correct.
And this was proof of it. And it's one of the reasons why that's why I refer to them as the Iger Corp instead of Disney Corporation, because Iger has done his damnedest to remove Disney from it. And Snow White, the original Snow White, is what put Disney on the map. It is what made them what they became, because Walt threw the dice on making a full-length animated feature, a full movie, not a little short cartoon show, but a full-length movie. He proved it would work.
Dude, he put up his house and his car
He
to
put
make
everything.
that possible.
He put it all on the line. Why do you think the headquarters of the Disney Corporation, that building, is being held up by the Seven Dwarfs? That was the whole reason why they designed that building with the Seven Dwarfs holding it up, was because Snow White made the company viable and put it on the map. Okay.
I will sum up the live action version like this, and I think everyone will agree. When you make something that is so ridiculously unsuccessful that you re-release it for Mother's Day in theaters around the country, and in all of the theaters across the country, it makes a grand total of $100, not $100,000, but $100.
Yeah.
You know you have royally screwed up. Unless, of course, that was your intention, in which case you are royally screwed up. In Disney's case, I'm inclined to say both.
Well, Steven Spielberg was the guy who did the remake of the West Side Story. He was going around telling people, "I warned Disney not to hire her." So
I don't think that's gonna come around again. I don't think we'll see her in another Disney property ever again. You know, though, we could get ahead of the curve, and I don't want to sidetrack us, but you know that there is a movie coming out in about 9 days that maybe deserves our attention, and
What's
maybe
that?
we can talk about it next week, Richard.
What's that?
Wicked for Good.
Huh?
The follow-up movie to Wicked.
Wicked
Oh
for
God, no,
good.
no,
Wicked
no,
for
no,
Good.
no,
Wicked
no,
for
no,
yeah.
no, no,
Wicked
no,
for
no,
Good.
Huh?
no.
Am I missing something?
Well, remember last year the Wicked movie came out.
Yeah.
I avoid. I avoided it because of the crazy chick that played the main character.
But we can't avoid it, Richard.
She's
We,
evil
we got
in
to
real life.
sometimes you just got to watch it. I mean, I will say this. I'm going to go watch it when it comes out, and I will, register my opinion when it comes out. For what it was, I would have given the Wicked movie a 7 out of 10. 7. Good solid 7 out of 10. Okay. We knew that the wizard was a whack job. Okay. But we didn't realize he was that bad of a whack job. And the fact is that no matter how much you are put down, that is not an excuse for you to burn things. I'll say it that way.
My problem with Wicked is where they're trying to make the villain a good guy.
Correct. And that's what I mean.
Okay,
No matter how much you get put down, that's no reason for you to burn down people who have nothing to do with
Now,
why
I
you were put down.
I was actually. It's ironic that you bring up Wicked because I had a chat with a coworker today at work expressing my fear of when they inevitably do a remake of The Wizard of Oz. Not a spin-off like Wicked, but an actual remake of The Wizard of Oz itself.
well,
I am
actually liked
dreading
what they
that
did.
day.
I liked what they did with James Franco. Because they did a couple of Wizard of Oz movies, and you had one with James Franco where he played the wizard and how he got to the land of Oz. And the way that they did it was really good. You actually can feel why the Wicked Witch of the West became the Wicked Witch of the West. And I mean, you had some really awesome talent that was in that movie. And the only reason why a lot of people don't really talk about it much is the fact that, they canceled James Franco right before the movie came out. So they didn't really support it. So if you get a chance to go see James Franco in the movie Oz, go see it. It was actually really good. Okay. Let's see. Antique Venture says Snow White represents the start of Disney, yet the new one tries to show how inclusive they are just to exploit people into buying tickets. Very true. Pete. Then Antique Venture says, I hate musicals, but Wicked wasn't too bad. I love musicals. I find them fun. One of my favorite is Singing in the Rain, but go figure. Yep. Okay, Siggy then says, well, the original Snow White was done a long time ago and obviously so weird. Yeah.
Weird.
Okay, and then Antique Venture says, they better not do a remake of Wizard of Oz. And Siggy responded with, they will make Wizard of Oz for modern audiences like it should have been written.
Yeah.
They're going to do it. I know they're going to do it.
Put modern audiences in quotes, though.
Yes, because every time they try to make something for the modern audience, all they do is piss everybody off. And nobody goes to see it. And they lose a shit ton of money.
Yeah.
Well, the worst part of it is not even the audience that they want to get goes to see it because even they know it's not what they want.
Look at what's been happening to the comic book industry. They keep saying, oh, we're putting this stuff out for the modern audience. They ran off the audience they had in hopes of getting the mythical modern audience who isn't going to buy the stuff. How many comic book stores have been shutting down? You know, there is a magic number that if the comic stores shut down, the entire comic book industry is going out of business.
Yep.
They are reaching that critical line at a breakneck speed. Okay, and that's one of the reasons why Diamond has gone out of has had to declare bankruptcy, and unfortunately, they're going to be taking down a whole lot of other companies with them, publishers, not just the minor comic book publishers who they're basically stealing all of the product that these people had sent to them to be shipped out in the hubs to go to the stores to be shipped out. They're losing all that stock that was to be shipped because they're taking it. They're also taking the product of role-playing game companies that were using them as their shipping for distribution, because that's what Diamond was supposed to be. It was a distributor.
Right.
It had warehouses where you would send the stuff to be shipped out to various stores to be sold. Well, all of the back stock that they had not shipped yet, that was already in transit to be shipped, to be sold, so they could make their money. The people that are in the process of handling the bankruptcy of Diamond has seized all of the stuff that was in their transit warehouses and is selling it off so they can recoup their money, not caring the fact that they're bankrupting and destroying small businesses by stealing from those small businesses, because that product was not Diamond's product.
Right. Correct.
And I'm sorry, I just got off on a rant, didn't I?
No, but hey, it's okay. I got off on a rant earlier. It's okay. I mean, sometimes you just got to vent.
Yep. Before we move on to the next topic, though, I have one more detail about the live action Tangled movie that might piss a few people off.
Okay.
It is being written by Jennifer Caitlin Robinson, the same woman who wrote Thor: Love and Thunder.
Oh God.
Well, there goes hope.
Siggy, guess what? Push the damn button, damn it. Push the fucking button.
Somebody get me a fire extinguisher so I can end it now.
Okay.
Push the button, man. Oh, God.
It's time. It's time.
Push the pretty button.
Yeah.
Just to start pushing buttons.
It's time. I mean, you would have hoped not, but it's time. I'm thinking that the only thing they could possibly do now that could possibly be worse than what they're doing right now is I can't even say it. I can't even say it. It's just
casting Rachel Zegler as the lead.
No, that wouldn't do it. That wouldn't do it. If they get Greta Thunberg to come in as the lead.
Doom Goblin Greta Thunberg.
Oh God.
I'm sorry. I said I didn't want to say it, but you left me no choice there. You left me no choice.
Let's move on to the next topic.
Yeah.
Move on.
Before I
want to put the Bisbal first.
Well, I mean, if you do, go rinse your mouth out first a little bit.
Yeah, before we all vomit.
Thank you.
So, before we get to our main bit of news regarding the Roger Rabbit, first I have to mention the original creator of Roger Rabbit, Gary K. Wolfe, has won back the rights to Roger Rabbit from Disney.
How?
Hold on. Wait. We got to do this.
Golf clap. Golf clap.
Well,
And-
well played. Well played.
I don't know how. All
It
I
doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It is a
Golf clap. Golf clap.
All I
moment.
know now is that now Gary K. Wolf, the creator of Roger Rabbit, is now developing a live-action Jessica Rabbit movie. Now, I have to put an asterisk next to this.
Action?
I have to put an asterisk next to this because because it's important. It's important to understand that live action could mean live action, or animated live action, as in the same type of live action the original Roger Rabbit was.
Yeah, that's the issue, because the original Roger Rabbit was a live action.
It was
movie.
live action. It was live action with animated characters in it.
Mm-hmm. And I'm like,
Uh-huh.
okay. Did they say who they're going to pick to have as Jessica Rabbit?
Let's see.
Uh-huh.
That's the big question, is who's the actress who's going to be playing Jessica Rabbit? Because that's the $1 million question. Now, if it's Scarlett Johansson, I'd be like, yes, but how are they going to give her the triple G's? If you know what I mean.
Uh-huh. Who could portray the triple cheese?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know of anybody.
Because you got to find a very tall, statuesque redhead with an hourglass figure that you look at her and you go, I want to die motorboating.
Nope, not gonna happen. Not gonna
Because
happen.
Not these days, no.
Not gonna happen. Nope. Nope. Arrivederci.
What I'm seeing here right now, the information I have given you is all the information we have so far.
Nope. Yeah. Nope.
But I do think it is going to be. I do think that because of Jessica Rabbit's proportions, I do think it is going to end up being the same style of live action animation combination that the original Roger Rabbit was.
Yeah.
Well,
No.
That's the
Cindy's
only-
right here. Okay,
Yeah,
Cindy's
yeah.
right that Christina Hicks could have pulled off.
10 years ago.
Yeah.
10 years ago. Okay.
Mm,
10 years ago. If
20 years
her-
ago, I think she's too
10 years ago.
Rubenesque.
10
No,
years
she's
ago.
too Rubenesque. I don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
Love her,
If her
but
English was better,
Even on Firefly, she was too Rubenesque
Yeah,
for Jessica
yeah.
Rabbit.
if her English was better, what was her name? She was on Modern Family. Shoot, she's Colombian.
Sophia Vergara.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she
yeah.
she could have just dyed her hair red if her English was better. But
Mhm.
other than that, she would have to have her her dialogue dubbed. Her
Yeah.
dialogue dubbed. I can't think of a single redhead in Hollywood that could play her live action. Not Bryce Dallas Howard. I obviously
Right,
not.
Dallas would be able to pull it off if she was more statuesque and stat.
Correct. But I can't think of anybody else at the moment. Nobody would come to mind. But even so, just the behavior of the character. I mean, yeah, I'm one of the older guys here, so I would say I've seen movies because my parents would watch. Rita Hayworth.
Yeah,
That was
You need
the
somebody with
behavior.
that type of
Yeah.
that just
Yeah.
Hey,
oozes.
Casey, help me out here. I mean, am I off? Am I off?
No, you're not. I'm also thinking of people like Lana Turner, maybe.
Yes.
And
Yes.
well, maybe Lauren Bacall too. She had something
Yeah.
that could make that work.
But she had the right attitude, but she didn't have the right figure type, for lack of a better phrase.
No, I get you. But I'm saying what I'm getting at, guys, is there's nobody, as far as I'm concerned, that can hold a candle these days to any of those three I mentioned.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
Because women don't know how to be women anymore. They're so brainwashed into thinking they've got to fit this this standard of everything's okay.
Yeah.
If let's put it this way, guys, I live in a public housing project, okay, and I'm around, shall we say, a lot of welfare moms, and I see a lot of things coming out every day that they're repulsive to me. But I can't say anything because if I do, it's called body shaming. And I've literally had women come up and proposition me. And I'm like, I want to have nothing to do with this because, these aren't women anymore. These are like amorphous blobs. When I think of somebody like, I'll give you another one. Even like, let's go back to Sophia Loren. Lana Turner, Betty Grable, Sophia Loren, Lauren Bacall. These were women that when you looked at them, you knew you were looking at women. Nowadays, you're never sure what you're looking at.
Here's one.
Not gonna go there.
How about Kathleen Turner?
They gave.
Yeah. Well, hey, think about it this way, Ravo. She was the one that actually did the original voice, if I remember correctly.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, she did.
Is. I actually just learned that just now. She's uncredited as the voice of Jessica Rabbit.
And I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what.
Didn't know
You know how old she was when
No, I didn't.
That? You know how old she was when she did that, baby? She was in her 70s, and she still pulled that off.
Her 70s.
She was in her 70s, and she
God
No,
damn.
she wasn't. No,
and
she
she pulled
wasn't.
that off. Oh yeah.
No, she wasn't. She was
No,
not
she-
that old.
Are you serious?
No, I don't think she was either, dude, because she was in Romancing the Stone,
Yeah.
and she wasn't that old.
Oh
She's-
no,
Are you serious?
She's 71 now.
Whoa.
no, she's 71
Okay.
now. Is what he's talking
She's
about.
71 now. What year did Roger Rabbit come out?
Roger Rabbit, I believe, was 88.
No. She would be 100. If she were alive, she'd be 101. Okay.
What are you talking about?
Wait, who are you?
Lauren Bacall.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
Lauren Bacall. Okay.
Yeah. I'm saying she was in her 70s or maybe late 60s when she did Roger Rabbit.
Who was?
Lauren Bacall.
Who did
No.
she play in? Who did she play in Roger
Look.
Rabbit?
Yeah, she didn't do Roger Rabbit, dude.
I thought she did. Wait a minute. Okay.
No,
we're
Kathleen
talking about
Turner.
Kathleen Turner was the voice of Jessica
Kathleen
Rabbit.
Turner. Oh, wait
Yeah.
a minute.
Kathleen
Wow.
Turner. She's 71 years old. She's 71 years old today.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's.
Well, you know what? You got me then. Because I
Yeah.
thought it was Lauren Bacall that did her voice.
No.
No, that was
Kathleen
Kathleen
Turner.
Turner.
Kathleen Turner.
And I'm here to tell you something,
There you
folks.
go.
I saw Body
You schooled
Heat.
me.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
There was never a point in her career where she could have pulled off playing the real life Jessica Rabbit because she was
No.
way too petite in
Yep.
the early days, and the transition period was rather quick.
All right, Sydney. Siggy is saying Sydney Sweeney could pull off Jessica Rabbit if she had the height.
Yeah,
If
she
she
doesn't
had
have
the
the
Got that.
height.
She's got the build. She just doesn't have the height.
Right. Right. Wow. All this time, I thought it was
No, it's
Amanda Paul.
Kathleen Turner, dude.
No,
Wow.
Kathleen
Kathleen
Turner.
Turner, man.
Now I got to go back and watch it. Oh wait, I just canceled Disney Plus. Shame.
Hey,
And you
hey,
know, I
that
don't
guy.
think you can find anybody that could both pull off the body and the voice.
You can't.
You'd have to do what
No
they
way.
did. You'd have to do what they did to recreate Orson Welles for the film Ed Wood,
Mhm.
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
is you'd have to go hire a voice, and we all know I can't pronounce the guy's name, but the guy who played the brain in Pinky and the Brain,
Yeah.
you know, he
Oh.
was the voice, and
Oh.
then Vince D'Onofrio from the Eyes Up was the body
Yep.
of Orson Welles in that.
Okay,
You
this
mean
is one for
you mean
people.
LaMarche?
Okay.
Maurice LaMarche.
Vince.
Yes, Maurice
Vince,
LaMarche. I have to be looking at it to pronounce it.
okay, Vince D'Onofrio, the guy who plays, who's become famous for playing the Kingpin,
Mm-hmm.
and Goran from Law and Order: Criminal Intent,
Yep.
and
Mhm.
Gomer from the Full Metal Jacket.
Yep.
All right, the worst movie he ever, for his physical health, was Full Metal Jacket.
Hmm.
Because if you
I got a
see
Full
him,
Metal Jacket story when you're finished.
okay, before he made Full Metal Jacket, he was buff as all get out. He looked okay. He played Thor in Adventures in Babysitting.
Yep.
Women
He
looked
was
at
Thor.
him.
Yeah.
Looked at him like most women nowadays look at Hemsworth, who plays
Hemsworth, yeah.
Thor. Okay,
Got to get the right
He had-
Hemsworth, though.
Yep.
Not
he had
not
the he
poor
had
man's
that
Henry
type of
Cavill.
he had that buff body,
Mhm.
and then he went out and put on all that weight to be able to play Gomer in Full Metal Jacket, and he never was able to lose it.
Mm-hmm.
And that he did say that actually cost him a lot of acting gigs because he
Yeah.
could not lose the weight.
Yep.
And
Now I got a story about those days.
Mhm.
Back the last time I had a W-2 job where I was working for a company instead of freelancing. My boss was a former Marine.
yeah,
And we would bullshit about movies and stuff like this and talk all the time. And he came in and said, "Did you see such and such last night on whatever channel it was,
Mhm.
HBO, whatever?" Like, yeah, I watched it. Is that actor Vince D'Onofrio? Is that his name? I said, yeah. He goes, son of a bitch who was with me at Paris Island. He was one of the actors that was training with us. All I knew is his name was Vin.
yeah.
So he apparently went to Paris Island to train. So
Yeah, he
I
was
will-
he's one of those method actor types, man.
yeah.
And if I remember right, when they made the setup and the prep work for making Full Metal Jacket, all those actors had to
Yeah.
go through boot camp.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, back in the day when they actually made the actors do shit like that.
Yeah. When they actually did things, real
Mhm.
things, like I can't remember the name of it. The buddy cop movie with James Woods and
The Hard Way.
The Hard Way. Yes, James Woods and
Michael J. Fox.
Michael J. Fox. Thanks. I kept wanting to call him Keaton from Alex P. Keaton, Michael J.
Yep.
Fox. Michael J. Fox plays this actor that does a ride along with a real cop, James Woods. That's the premise. Well, James Woods had to do a ride along with a real cop in preparation. He actually went along and did a ride along. But here's the funny thing: the cop with whom he rode, his
Mhm.
name was Jim Wood.
Oh,
God. Oh man.
Oh God. But
Or at
yeah,
least that's how I heard it.
yeah. Not to dampen the mood, but we do have to start winding down because PCB starts in a few
Yeah.
minutes.
all right.
And I really got to get out of
let's
here
start.
anyway.
DBK, show your shit.
All right. The channel is at Criffing DBK. That's a new channel name. The Agent DBK may still be working, but I don't know. But yeah, don't subscribe, but please do go back and watch my most recent live stream where I talk with my good personal, close personal acquaintance, Rich Nathanson, about his upcoming, or our upcoming, really, I'm part of it, upcoming horror film, How Jessica Died. And we are about 8 days, I think, from wrapping up the final push for post-production funds. We are wrapping up the post-production work and have bills to pay. And while I don't want your money, I can guarantee you Rich does. And there are some amazing rewards if you have deep pockets, and some pretty cool ones if you just want to chip in, $10 or something. But every penny counts. And if you would go watch
You got
that
the links.
video, you can like that one. And if you are so moved, please do consider visiting seedandspark.com, looking up How Jessica Died, and throwing a couple of bucks at Rich because we really want to get this movie finished.
Now,
All right.
this isn't how Jessica Rabbit died, is it?
No. Little blonde girl, and the movie's in the can. I mean, it's done. It's just VFX and final editing and music. It's coming out next year. But we
Sweet.
just need a few bucks to pay some of the people who are still working on it. So thank
All
you.
right.
Good
If you
night,
got the
everybody.
links, man, drop the links in the chat.
Am I a wrench?
I think so.
I'm not sure, but I'll send them to Yarevo if I don't have if I'm
You can
not.
also drop it in a private chat, and I can
Switch it over.
switch it over then.
Yep.
Hmm.
All right. Next up, Marcelo, go for it.
Me?
Yep.
I got nothing to say other than coming soon, folks.
All right. Stay tuned, and hopefully
Mhm.
everything's ready for Marcelo's. Up to you now, Casey.
Well, thank you. Thank you. It was a pleasure to be here as always. And all I can say is if you're in the mood for good quality science fiction and horror content, um, drop by Casey's Creepy Creations. I'd love to see you, love to talk to you, love to get some ideas about the kind of stuff you'd like to see. I don't know exactly when new content is coming, but it will be there eventually. And thank you for your patience and understanding.
All righty. Now, up next is Wavero. Go ahead and show your shit.
Well, the link to mine and Casey's channels are in the description. Within the description of my chat, but if you like casual video game reviews and let's plays, you can hop on over to my channel. I actually just yesterday put up a video about the a Millennium Falcon 4-in-1 plug and play game from Jack's Pacific. So
Yeah, it looks.
that's the
cool,
kind
man.
of stuff you can. That's the kind of stuff you can look forward to from me.
Cool. It is. It's really cool. It brought back so bloody many memories from the way games were back then, man. Uh, the yeah, because I was helping him before we were getting stuff done, and he was showing it off, and I was like, "Oh my god, this is bringing back some really big memories back in the day of the old arcade games." And we ended up talking about arcade games for a while.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, we
it's
were
awesome.
talking for like the better part of an hour or two over it.
Now,
Oh
when you say plug and play, do you mean like one of those things you plug in the back of the TV or something?
yeah.
Actually, I've got it in my hand. Let me turn my camera on real quick.
All right, hold on. Let me make it big.
It's literally one of these.
Whoa!
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And the whole game is in there.
Yes.
Yep.
And you just plug it in the back of the TV, man. And it's sweet. It's one of those things that I remember when I back at they did stuff like that all the time back then.
Yeah, I
And,
remember I used to have a couple of them back in the day.
Yep.
and
I
I'm surprised they don't do it nowadays. You know.
At one point I had a Mortal Kombat one, but I ended up losing it somewhere along the way.
Because I mean, I still want to do a let's talk about toys where we talk about the toys that we played when we were kids.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's just one of those things, man.
Yep.
DBK, do me a favor and post into the in the comment section, so I can actually do the thingy to make you one of my moderators. And I am going back over here to the private chat again to get you your channel, and so I can do it. All right, Marcelo, love you, brother. Remember, anytime you want to be on here, we always have you always have a seat by the fire.
I thank you. And next time, I'm probably going to bring some potent potables,
Alrighty.
and some pesky subjects that I think nobody else will touch.
There
Uh,
we go.
Marcelo, if you're bringing potent potables, just make sure you have enough for everybody, please.
Yeah.
Yep,
Well,
yep.
as long as they don't contraindicate with all our medicines, we'll be okay. And even if they do, we'll still be okay.
And
Okay.
for me, that depends on what kind of potables and how potent they are.
The only one I won't bring is tequila, baby. That's it. That's the only one I won't bring.
I will not. I will say I will not touch alcohol.
Well,
Yep,
then
I'm
that
the one that
settles
drinks
that now,
alcohol.
won't it? More for us, right, Casey?
You got it, buddy. I don't even drink, but the way things are today, Marcelo, I may start.
We'll bring Jay some root beer, brother.
Just give everybody our love, Marcelo.
All right.
Just give everybody
Will
our
do.
love.
Have a great
All right,
night, Marcelo.
From South
All right.
Florida, I'm out.
All right, y'all be good. Okay, since we're wrapping it up, we're at that point before we leave that I tell you how much I love each and every one of you. How much that this world needs a lot more love into it, and how we really do need to be the kind of positive change we want in this world. We need to lead by example while we're doing these positive things. We need to talk to others, share the things we love, because we definitely need a lot more love in this world. And the only way we're going to do it is by us going out there and doing it. So, I know that I love each and every one of you, even you, Shrubby, even you. And yes, even though we have to break out the spray bottle for you, Siggy, we love you too. Y'all be good and know this. You're not alone. You're never alone. And you are most definitely loved. Y'all be good now. And we'll see you again next time.